Rhyno, hey, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for coming on the show tonight.
What's going on, man?
I want to introduce you to a couple buddies. We got co-host Zane Paisley and the Morningstar Will Huckabee on the line with us. Unfortunately, Q-Ball Carmichael's not doing so well today, so he came on for the intro and took off. But we're very happy to have you on tonight.
Oh, well, cool, man. Thanks for having me.
For sure. I know you got a real busy schedule. Unfortunately, we don't have you on for very long tonight, but I know you got with everything else you got going on, you're showing up on NXT, you're wrestling all over the world. You also have your own show going on coming up here November 18th. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, November 18th is at the VFW Hall in Westland. It helps out the hall, too, because whenever you can put people in there, and they buy from the bar and stuff like that, the concessions, it really helps the VFW out. And, and it brings awareness to the VFW halls that they're still out there. And, you can rent them for whether it's a diaper party or a wedding or, they're there. They're, a lot of them are being updated. So, it's good for, a bunch of reasons, so that we run there. But yeah, and it's just one of those things where I've done like 5 charity shows this past year, and they were all very successful, and we got a good system, and they're weekday shows, and we start at 7:30, and we're done usually right around 9 o'clock, and 5 matches. Truth Martini usually does a moment of truth, and yeah, it's a good time, and everybody really enjoys themselves. So it's a lot of work, I'm out there beating the pavement, passing out flyers, putting them on cars, putting them at businesses, so, I mean, it's more than just a wrestling show. It's about community. It's about family, so we have a lot of family members that come out and support, and, so it's fun,
That's really a good deal, man. You got a lot of my buddies on the card, so that's good that they're getting work too. What else you got going on?
Just staying busy, just too busy. It's like, it's one of the, which is good, but it's like one of those things where it's like, hey, let's start your own promotion. And I've already lost money, and I haven't even, even if it sells out, I've lost money. But I'm the type of person, I like to keep the ticket prices low, and a lot of the costs are absorbed just in this first show, like banners and stuff like that, and try to make it look as professional as possible because it means a lot to the fans, and the family that, that come out, and, so it's a community thing.
Right on, and that's great that you're doing it for that community. I know you spent a lot of time in your career coming up through that area as well.
Yeah, and it's there's no place like home. Even though we have the opportunity to live anywhere we want to. Because there's wrestling shows and events all over this country and the world. But it's home is home. This is my home. I think they'd like to get rid of me. Like, man, you still here? Should you move to Florida?
Well, I'm sure.
What the heck?
No, I'm sure they want to keep you around. We don't have much time, guys, but Zane, you got anything? Will, you got anything for Rhyno?
Oh yeah. First of all, Rhyno, thank you for being on the show. My first question is this: why run your own company? Do you think it would have been more cost effective for you to, because you're such a great talent, you're a legend in this business. I'm pretty sure that you could have contacted any other local company in your area and actually did a deal with them to run a couple of charity events. Why run your own show? Why be your own boss?
Well, it's not really being my own boss. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, all right, it first started out at the church. The church I go to, I'm like, hey, we'll put on a show. This was in 2009 and 2010, and I really didn't pay too much attention. We just kind of booked it and, and put together some of the matches, and it was fun, and, and we really didn't promote it aggressive. We weren't aggressive as promoting it, but, I think we did $1,200, we raised $1,200 for, the church. And then I did one, the following year, and it was on a Saturday, and, then, for a couple of years, I wanted to make it an annual event. So I'm the only one, that wrestles that goes to that church. And, so basically, I took charge, and I think, I've learned a lot over the years as far as being a leader, and, it helps, hone your skills when you put on a show. I could have went to like a local, promoter and, promotion and said, hey, can you do that? But, it's one of those things where I wanted to take charge and, and really focus on, all right, let's put people in here. Let's have a really good show, and, let's have a little story being told throughout the show, and, send everybody home happy. So it's one of those things where it helps hone your craft, and you're on the promotional side, so that's what I really enjoyed. And, I've learned, working on the independent scene, I've learned, some of the, do's and don'ts, when you're working with TNA or WWE or, NXT, the shows start on time. They end at a reasonable time, like live events and stuff. And, some independent shows, more than none, they start late. They go, for several hours where, fans, they get tired, so. But I figure if I could put a good show during the week, an hour and a half, and every market's different. So, some markets, you can get away with an hour and a half, and start right around 7:30. Some markets you can start a little bit earlier during the week, depending on, people's work schedule and stuff like that. So you don't want a parent to feel like they're rushed when they're getting out of work, like, oh, come on, hurry up. Then they won't be, they want to get home, feed the kids, and then go. They don't want to be rushed, and then, okay, we'll try and grab something. Then if they grab McDonald's on the way to the show, that $20, show turns into a $50 evening, so.
No, I'm so glad you mentioned the fact that you worked with like every big company there is. Now that you're on the other side of the booking sheet and stuff, and you're actually doing the promoting and everything, have you found yourself, using a lot of the things, a lot of things that you've learned, a lot of things you observed, working for Vince and working for Dixie and working for Paul Heyman and ECW? Do you find yourself, in similar situations where you had to use their techniques?
Yeah. And, some of the stuff is from ECW, make things unpredictable. Some of the stuff like the business model, like at WWE and, TNA, some of the stuff I learned from Paul Heyman, hide a person's weakness and, highlight their strength, when you're booking talent. And there's a lot of good independent wrestlers out there, and, as of right now, I try to keep the ticket prices. If the charity shows, it was $5 across the board. So family of four go there for $20, pop is $1, water's $1, and you'd still be able to turn a good profit, we still have some costs, running the ring and this and that, but I think if you keep the ticket prices down, and build a good fan base, and then, when you're running your big shows, you can charge $10, $15 for a ticket, and you run 4 or 5 of those, during the year, and then you can bring different talent in and, and throughout the year, if you're running the smaller shows, and you can even start selling shows, to, high schools at, the booster clubs where, okay, we'll give you X amount of dollars to bring it in, then you pay the talent and all that stuff, and then, whatever money they make off of that, say you sell a show for $2,000 and they make $5,000, they've gained a profit of $3,000, so it's one of those things where, the sky's the limit, you just got to go out there, hustle, work hard, and get a formula that works. So, and stick to that formula.
All right. That's about all I got right now, Drew. What else do you have for Mr. Rhyno?
Well, I got a quick question, Drew, if you don't mind me cutting in.
Go right ahead, Zane.
All right, Drew, this is Zane Paisley. Thanks so much for coming on. Anytime that you want to do a run-in and hype one of your events, we'd love to have you on. Can you tell our listeners once again where your event is on November 18th?
Yes, it's Westland, Michigan. It's at the VFW Hall, the Romanowski. It starts at 7:30, and then we're usually done. I only have 5 matches, usually done right around 9, and then we open doors at 7. So
Awesome.
Truth Martini is going to be on there. I'm wrestling a gentleman by the name of Papa Dingo in the main event. Truth Martini usually has the Moment of Truth segment, usually right after intermission, because, you know, people get right back to their seats, and then, you know, it usually gets the crowd back into it. Guys like Johnny Bravo, Nate Matson, you know, you got Malcolm Monroe, and, you know, you never know what's going to happen, but definitely you'll be entertained. So, and I usually have the guys that they want to go out before the show to sign autographs and stuff like that. And it's a good event where you can meet some of the guys, you know, and get your autograph pictures and stuff like that. So, and then a buddy of mine, DJ Shortstop, he's been DJing in the Detroit area for probably about 20 years now. He usually does the sound, and he hits the music. A lot of people don't realize music is very important. You know, like, you know, hitting the time when you play the music, you know, shut it off at the end, or if someone's getting a promo, you know, you got to have that feel. And, you know, and he has that feel being a club DJ and a DJ for the radio. You have to have that feel, you know, when a guy's getting done with his promo and he drops the mic, you got to hit that music, because if there's a long pause, it kind of really, you know, music's so important in wrestling. It kind of brings it down a little bit, you know. So, and I mean, look at the music in movies and stuff like that. Certain music at certain times of the film, it brings emotion out of you, you know, and it brings your awareness, and, you know, it really sells the moment, you know. So that's another important thing. We haven't really addressed lighting yet, but we'll get to it.
Well, and I have one more question.
And that's another thing I learned from, you know, WWE and, you know, stuff like that. You know, they know, like, the guys that are doing sound and light, like, if they know someone's outline, or, you know, they know someone's tagline, they're ready to hit that music, you know, and there's someone helping them out, giving them cues and stuff like that. But that was very important.
Well, in one of the WWE documentaries about Finn Balor, it shows him, you know, going to the ring and Triple H there with him, telling him where to look and everything, to hit the camera, hit the musical cues. Did you have that experience when you went back to WWE and joined the NXT roster as an attraction there?
I think with NXT, they let them go out there, and, you know, they work hard during the week in the school and all that, and, you know, in the Performance Center. And, you know, I think they allow them to go out there and hit a home run, you know, or hit a double, or make a big mistake, because that's how we learn, you know, and, you know, make a mistake, learn from it, and never do it again. So I don't think they necessarily, you know, want to walk them through everything, because they want them to make mistakes. So that way, when they're out there, and they start thinking for themselves too. So.
Well, I had one. I know our time is short, but I recently saw you at a match here in Indianapolis taking on I don't know, one of our co-hosts. Other than Drew Skills, who's your favorite guy to wrestle against?
Well, I'm glad Drew didn't beat me too bad. You know, he knows that I do a lot of charity wrestling events, so he took it easy on me so I can continue doing good. And it helps. I paid him off a little bit. It's like, here's a little envelope. Take it easy on me. No, it's just, you know, I'm very fortunate and very blessed, because, you know, it's you see the guys, a lot of the guys on the independent scene, they're hungry, you know, and you see a lot of guys that, you know, they're so talented, and it's fun, because, you know, it's the nice thing about working for a company, you know, like WWE or a TNA, it's, you know, you have, you know, certain guys you work with a lot on the road, but you kind of get comfortable in that situation. And it's nice to work different guys here and there, and, you know, hungry guys, you know, so it's, you know, I mean, both parts are good, but, you know, I really enjoy, you know, working with new talent and stuff like that. It's fun. So then again, it's nice to work with, a program with a guy for 6 months and really draw money.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Rhyno, we really appreciate you coming on. We know you don't have much time, and you're a very busy man, so we greatly appreciate you spending a little bit of time with us tonight. The Detroit area is rich with wrestling history, and now we're lucky enough to have you on both sides of the coin as not only a performer, but a promoter as well. So that's awesome, and I want to thank you again. I know the guys thank you again. For sure, buddy. Anytime you want to come on and promote your show or anything of that nature, you got a warm welcome anytime you want to come on.
Okay, yeah, for sure. And then we're going to get a website up and running, and and definitely start bringing in some talent. Drew, if I bring you in, I'm not going to wrestle you. You'll be on my side, all right?
You got it, buddy.
Hey, Rhyno, how should our listeners follow you on social media?
Yeah, TNA space Rhyno. I still haven't figured out how to change that on my Facebook. They're like, shouldn't it be NXT Rhyno? Like, yeah, but I don't know how to change it. Like, I literally posted on my buddy's wall, like, I want to say about a half hour ago. I had to run to Home Depot because I'm doing some, stuff around the house. And, it's just like I had to get some stuff. And he's like, hey, can you post good luck to my kiddies, big game, a football game? And I'm like, yeah. And then I go on there and I look at his page. I'm like, how do I do this? And then, like, I had to call him up and put him on speaker. Like, walk me through this. He's like, it says post something. And I'm like, oh, I see it. And then I click on that and just, hey, good luck. Hopefully you guys win this peanut bowl or whatever. And, it's just like, now I told him if I become addicted and, and start posting on everybody's wall, like, hey, good luck on this. And hey, that was great. Like, you're going to blame him. So, but yeah, social media. And then Rhyno313 is, Twitter. And yeah, that's about it. So then I'm not really too good with all that stuff.
Well, that's awesome, man. Thanks again for coming on, and hopefully we'll get up there, and I'd love to help you out with those charity shows. You do some Mastodon and the War Machine.
Yes, for sure. And another thing, sorry, I'm just kind of, my mind's going a million miles an hour, and it wants to sleep, but December 8th, we have it's a Tuesday, we have a show, there's a Veterans Hall in Dearborn Heights. I guess they needed $10,000 because they didn't pay the electric bill for several months, maybe over a year. They'd pay a little bit here and there, so they shut the power off. So we're going to do something like that. So if you guys are in the area, stop by. But that should be a pretty cool event, So we're getting a lot of buzz about it, and the city of Dearborn Heights is really, the mayor is really supportive, and the council, and they're pushing tickets and all that. So that should be fun. And then they gave us the middle school gymnasium, and I actually went to that middle school.
That's awesome.
That'd be pretty cool. I actually wrestled in the 1900s, way back in the 1900s at the high school for a booster club. Malcolm Sr. put on the show, and it did really well. We did it 2 years in a row. And then now I've wrestled, after the 8th, I've wrestled in the middle school. I mean, the only thing next is elementary school. There you go. Check that off the list. So, but anyways, well, thanks guys for your time and everything. I've got to get back to work here, and then I've got a ton of things I've got to do around here before I go to bed. So then I got to hit the road tomorrow. But thanks for having me, man.
Hey, thank you again for coming on, brother. I really appreciate it.
The next time we'll talk politics. You guys are like, yeah, there won't be a next time. They say the two things you never talk about at a party is politics and religion. Right.
Hey, if that's what you want to talk about next time, we'll have you on.
There you go. Is it three things or just the two things? I don't know, but
I know you never ask a woman her age. That's one of the things.
Yeah, I should just start going into parties and going, I do want to talk politics, religion, and let's ask the ladies how old they are. And I wonder why I don't get invited to parties. So, all right, guys, take care, and thanks for having me on.
All right, thank
you. Take care, man. Be safe.
All right, take care. Yep, bye.
All right, that was a lot of fun talking with Rhyno for a few minutes. Great guest, and we've also got coming up, Paloma Star will be on in our second hour, so really looking forward to that.